Technical. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in this spirit of perfect harmony. We are the Center for Spiritual Living West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and the science of the mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence here this morning and our participation, we create a higher state of consciousness, rise above all the negative energy we may have experienced this past week, and manifest love for the following week. We know love is synonymous to God. We do want to be close to God. Without further ado, I would like to introduce someone who you well know, the outstanding to excellent Reverend Dr. Sandra Jackson, our master teacher.
Good morning, everybody. Mike, it's good to see you in person. Yes, Mike's been out gallivanting around the world. It's good to see him in person. Welcome to those of you out there and those of you in here. It's so good to see you all. I hope that life is good wherever you are. And it is good because you're the one who makes it good. So if it's not good, get busy and make it good. All right. So let us begin by joining together in consciousness. Like Mike says, love is synonymous with God. And so we just right here and right now, we just want to open our hearts and minds this morning to the love that is within us, the love that is around us, knowing that that love originates in the one mind, the one heart, the one spirit, which is God. It is that life in which we live and move and have our being. And that life is loving us and providing us with the power, the energy, and the life-giving source that allows us to love. So we are here today loving because God first loved us. And so it is with deep gratitude and thanksgiving that I begin this service today, knowing that the very love of our life is being expressed in us and through us and as who and what we are. And so we open our hearts this day as we know that this is the truth of who we are, and embrace everyone in our world, everyone in our personal lives, those who we know and those who we do not know, those around the world who are needing love in this very moment, those who are feeling love and feeling loved and knowing that that love is being heightened and increased in them. And each one of us in this moment, as we reach out in consciousness, loving, something magnificent is occurring somewhere in the world as a result of our realization of the love that we are and the love that all is. And so this is the sacredness with which we begin this service today. And we know it is done. And so it is. Please stand and say with me the vision and mission statement for CSL West Georgia. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. Our Declaration of Principles. I believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but it is not absorbed by its creation. I believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in all, and that we are all incarnations of the one Spirit. And, well, look who's here today. Sherry. So here is your mic, and I will go here.
I'm hoping I forgot to test the track to see if it was hooked up to the thingy jiggy over there. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Shall we see if it's hooked up? Nope, doesn't look like it.
If you need to, we can switch the reading and the song.
Is it not coming up? Okay, let's see if we can figure out what the song is doing here.
Kathy's doing our reading today. Here it is. Here it is. You put it up here. Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We're reading Grandma.
You're going to have to.
Okay, grab that one. We're reading Grandmother's creation story. In the beginning, the story I send to you is from her granddaughter. The story I send to you was one of my grandmother's favorite stories she used to tell me when I was a young girl. Many months ago, many moons ago. This is to say thank you for all the hours and pleasure your work has given me. I'm sure my grandmother would love and have been honored for you to hear this story. And here's the story. Long ago, the Creator looked out over the perfect world He had made, at the oceans, the mountains, plains, deserts, lakes, rivers, and He was pleased. He looked upon the plants, the trees, and was happy at what He saw. Still, He felt there was something missing. There was no movement, nothing to enjoy the beauty He had created. So He created the animals, birds, the creepers, the fish. He made them all sizes, forms, colors, and shapes. He watched them roam over Mother Earth, enjoying the beauty of His creation. He was pleased. And with all that He had done, life continued on Mother Earth in perfect balance, harmony. Many moons passed. One day the animals, the birds, the creepers, and the fish called out to the Creator. We thank you for all you have given us, for all the beauty that surrounds us. However, everything is so plentiful that we have nothing to do but wander here and wander there with no purpose to our lives. The Creator gave a great thought to their request. After a while, He showed Himself again to His creations. He told them He would give them a weaker creature to take care of, to look after and teach. This creature would not be so perfect as his other creations. It would come upon Mother Earth weak, small, knowing nothing. So the Creator made man and woman. And all his other creations were happy, were welcoming. Now they truly had purpose in their life. To care for these helpless humans, to teach them how to find food, shelter, to show them healing herbs.
Well, then the humans came. Let me stand here. Let me see if I can put it. The humans came under the care of all, multiplied and grew to be many. Still, the animals, birds, creepers, and fish took care of them. As the humans became stronger, they became more demanding, more brotherly like. Finally, there came a day when a human demanded more food his tummy needed. And the animals would not grant him his request. Well, the man grew angry. He picked up a rock and hit the animal and hit him until his request became so. Well, of course, the animal still denied. The man, in great anger, decided to go ahead and move forward and eliminate the creature. From the dead animal, the man discovered that he could use the meat to feed himself and the skin to cover his body. The bones, the claws, and the teeth would be his trophy or his trophies to show other humans that now he was smart as the animals. When he showed these things to the other humans in their greed, they decided to behave in the same way, killing their animal brothers and sisters. The Creator watched. He watched them all, humans, animals, birds, creepers, fish. Finally, he called the remaining animals, birds, creepers, and fish to him. The Creator then told him that he decided to take them to his spirit home and leave the humans to rule over Mother Earth for a period of time until they recognized the error of their ways. The animals, knowing that the humans could not survive without them, begged the Creator to take pity on the humans, their brother and sisters, because the animals showed compassion and pity for the ones who were weaker and less wise. The Creator listened to their pleas. Because you are good and have followed my ways, I will grant you your prayer. To protect you, I will no longer allow you to speak with the humans or guide and protect them. I will make you afraid of them so that you will no longer approach them. So I said, I wonder what they thought when they heard that. I will create a spirit animal to represent each of you, and the spirit animal I grant one gift that they may use. If human lives in good and kind way follows my path, they may ask me for one of my spirit animals to guide and keep them on my path. This spirit animal will only come to humans who have a good heart. And so today we seek our spirit keepers to learn how to be as kind and wise as other animal brothers. In seeking them, we wish to learn how to please the Creator as the animals did before us. Thank you.
It's an imperfect system here for me. All right. So here's our congregational. Love is my decision.
Is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here, right now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Sing it again. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now. Good job, y'all. Okay, so this is one that I wrote. And I am working on putting all this together in a form for y'all to be able to have. I have been in the music business since 1969 and never cut a CD or an album. So I'm working on it. I am working on it. Thank you. It is a decision right here, right now. searching for answers that sometimes aren't clear. I'm a drop in the ocean, a breath on the wind. Why do I sometimes feel separate, not a part of the plan? When in my heart I should know I am light, I am love, I am spirit expressed on the wings of a dove. I am hope, I am peace, I am life everlasting, I am joy without cease, I am light, I am love, I am. Who are we and why are we here? If we just look inside, we'll see the answers are clear. We are sand in the desert, like stars in the sky. From beginning to end, we are one, you and I. And in our hearts we all know we are light, we are love, we are spirit expressed on the wings of a dove. We are hope, we are peace, we are life everlasting, we are joy without cease. You are light, you are love, you are spirit expressed on the wings of a dove. You are hope, you are peace, you are life everlasting, you are joy without cease. I am light, I am love, I am spirit expressed on the wings of a dove. I am hope, I am peace, I am life everlasting, I am joy without cease. I am light, I am love, we are light, we are love, you are light, you are love, I am, 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 I am light. Thank you. Thank you.
Sherry. I hope you put that on the album. Okay. That's a combination of inspiration and meditation. Yeah, it's nice. Thank you. Dorothy and Kathy, thank you for that little interchange there for reading. That was nice, wasn't that? Something different. You know, there are, today we're talking about relationships, the wonder of relationships, and that we are star stuff. But I wanted us to read that creation story because there are a lot of creation stories. Did you know that? I mean, cultures all over the world have their own creation stories. I have books with different kinds of creation stories in them. And this is just, you know, a creation story. But the creation story that we have in this country is one from the Bible. And it's in the first 2 chapters of Genesis. And I want to talk about the first, the chapter 1 creation story, because I think that mythologically, you know, it more fits with who we are about in Science of Mind. Joseph Campbell, in I guess it was the early 90s or whatever. Anyway, Joseph Campbell did a series of 6 PBS conversations with Bill Moyers on mythology, and he called it The Power of Myth. And then he wrote, you know, they took the, you know how PBS does, they make a book out of it. Well, anyway, I have the book, and in it, when the book came out, Joseph Campbell had passed away, and Bill Moyers wrote an introduction. And so in the introduction, he's telling you a little bit about the conversation that he had with Joseph Campbell. And he says in it, Campbell, he liked the insight of the Hindu scripture. And that scripture was, truth is one. The sages call it by many names. Truth is one, but the sages call it by many names. And then he goes on to say, all our names and images of God are, get this, mask. They are mask. They cover up, right? He said, signifying the ultimate reality that by definition transcends language and art. So the mask is there because what's behind it is so large and so incomprehensible that we put a mask to do what? To point to it. A myth, he says, is a mask of God too. It's a metaphor for what lies behind the visible world. A metaphor for what lies behind the visible world. So we're here in this visible world, but there's stuff that's going on behind, sort of like in the story that Dorothy and Kathy read. What was that story about, by the way? It's about human greed. Did you notice that? It's about greed, you know? The animals they're giving their life for you, and you get so greedy that the animals just have to be afraid of you because you're going to devour them, right? Okay, so back to Campbell. Now, Science of Mind is a mystic tradition. You know that, don't you? If you don't, I'm telling you. Okay, so, you know, my teacher, Dr. Scott, people used to say, Dr. Scott's a real mystic, right? I don't know if he was or not, but he taught us as though he were a mystic. So he says, however, now we got the creation stories, right? And the myths. So we have that on the one side with covering up with masks. But mystic traditions differ, he said, that they are in accord in calling us to a deeper awareness of the very act of living itself. So mysticism is about calling you to a deeper level. It's about doing what she did in the song this morning, asking, I am. And then if you just keep meditating on that, I am, who am I, who am I, who am I, you begin to get an image of yourself that is beyond the image of, oh, I went to college, I have this job, I have these relationships. You are more than that. So you can kind of think in terms of our world out here is giving us we have this mask that we've all bought into and think, oh, it's reality. The mask I wear is reality when it really is not. There's something behind that. And Moyers goes on, Moyers said to Campbell, you're talking about a search for the meaning of life. And Campbell says, no. For the experience of being alive. Think about that. The meaning of life is like an intellectual thing. Viktor Frankl wrote a book called The Meaning of Life or something like that. Anyway, it's like the meaning of life. That's an intellectual understanding. But Campbell is saying, nope, I'm looking for the experience of being alive. So what is that experience of being alive? What is that? The creation story in Genesis, by the way, some people nowadays think it's reality, that this is what really happened. And they actually teaching this to kids. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is so symbolic, it's ridiculous. But let's just say it's not, okay? Even if it was reality, it's telling people that you are more powerful than you even begin to believe yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at that creation story. Genesis 1:26 says, then God said, let us make man in our own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. So let's look first at the male and the female, right? There's an equality there. There's an equalness. And is connecting, right? It's a connection word. It connects two things that are equal, okay? So male and female. So God is creating an equality between male and female. Now we look back, he says, let us make man, because, in those days, man meant all of us, okay? In our own, and this is our implies what? More, okay? So our image, if it's God is making man in our image, and let us create him in male and female, then guess what? God is both male and female. Because God is creating in its image. So if God is creating in its image and it's creating male and female, then God is both male and female. And guess what in science of mind? What do we teach? Conscious mind is male. The creative law is female or feminine. So think in terms of masculine and feminine. That's an equality. One cannot exist and one cannot create without the other. And then he says in Genesis 1:28 that they are empowered. And God blessed them and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the cattle and over all the wild beasts that move upon the earth. So what is he doing in 1:28? He's empowering mankind, who is in its image, to then go forth and have dominion. He's empowering people to be all that they can possibly be. But go back to who he has created. Who he has created comes first, right? He's created male and female, and then he says, you have the power to create. Why do we have the power to create? Because God has, through all the previous verses from 1, has created the world. So the whole beginning of Genesis is about God having the ability to what? Create. And then he says, oh yeah, let's create man. We'll make them male and female in the image of us, which we are. God is both male and female, both masculine and feminine. And so we have done all this creation together. And we're going to create humankind so that they are in our image, and you have the ability to create. We all create. The masculine is the thinking, the thought processes. The feminine is that which creates. It's the creative law. It's that which has the ability to create. So that's why when we're teaching, when we want to create a new life, when we want to create a new album, then the thought processes and how to do it and the planning and all that kind of stuff goes in the conscious part of us. That's the thinking part. That's when we get other people together and, do whatever we have to do to get to do things in the world, right? But then that creative part within us is the what part? The feeling part. The feminine is the feeling, and you cannot do anything with your thoughts and unless you are empowered. They're energized because the feeling energizes, right? So the feeling brings the energy to whatever it is you're trying to create. You need both the thought and the feeling. You need the energy of the feeling part, the creative part, in order to create what it is you are trying to do. Whether it is, getting up in the morning, what do you do in the morning? You think, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go do this and this and this. And then if you just lay there and you're going, oh, I'm so tired. What's happening? Your energy is down. Your feeling level is down, right? And so it takes you longer to get up and to get moving. But what if you've had a good night's sleep? You wake up in the morning, I got stuff to do today, right? Look at the energy. Look at the difference. You have this feeling level has much more energy. It's more high powered, and you can go out and do the things that you want to do. It all works together. It all works together. So think about this in relationship to the whole world right now. One of the things that happens to us because we don't understand all of this and we don't really understand how creative we are, naturally creative, then what happens is we do what they did in the grandmother story. We start pushing and forcing. We don't have to force life. We have to make decisions with our thought process. We have to decide this is what I want to do. And then we have to have the feeling level, the energy of the feeling level to say, okay, I don't know how this is going to get done, but I know it can get done. And the thing is that the hard part is staying focused on our desire. Everybody from Napoleon Hill to Carolyn Mays to whoever you talk to is talking about creating anything. What did they say? They always tell you, you have to have a burning desire. And desire comes from of the Father, of the Sire. So what is the Father? It is the conscious mind, that masculine, right? So you have to have this desire. You have to have a burning desire, a purpose, a sense of, I really, really want to do this. And then you have to have the energy of the feminine to bring to it that energy that allows you to move from just a thought into an action in the world. So here we are. We are in the world. But we're not the only people here. We're not the only life force here. Before God made man, he made everything else. That's why the story is like all the animals, the fish and the birds and everything. So God made the birds, the fish. God made the firmaments, the sky, the earth. Everything was here before human people. In this creation story, this mythology, okay, that is a mask of reality, okay, let us keep that in mind. But in that story, God has created everything, and human beings are the last to be created. Isn't that interesting? And then says, oh, by the way, you have dominion over it. You have power over it. Why does God give man power over everything else in the world? Stop and think about that. Why would God give dominion? Well, God has dominion over everything. And if we are made in its image, then guess what? We too must have dominion. Dominion does not mean destroy, by the way. There's no, in the definition of dominion, there is no destroy. It's power, but it's not destroy. And we are in the process right now of destroying the planet on which we live. Okay, all you have to do is pick up the news. We are firing up the place. Some people have taken dominion to mean that we can do anything we want to do without care of anything else. And I didn't bring that part, but in the mythology, one of the things Campbell says is it's about service. It's about learning how to serve in the world. It's about learning how to give, because service is about giving. So dominion means we have the power to use what we need to use to do what we need to do in the world, to enjoy. It is all here for our enjoyment and our pleasure. And dominion just means that we have the power to move things around. We have the power to, roses, stop and think about, they have heirloom roses, right? Or heirloom tomatoes, okay? You know what? Those are like original tomatoes. And we, having dominion and having intelligence and having the creative ability, have figured out how to take tomatoes from this place and tomatoes from that way, graft them all together and create a whole new tomato called beefsteak or cherry tomatoes or whatever else you have. Do you see? So that is dominion. That's empowerment. Okay, you take peaches and plums, put them together, and what do you get? Nectarines, right? And so we have the intelligence to combine things and create something new because we are creators. That doesn't mean we get to destroy stuff. Okay, so I mean, I live in Roswell, and when I moved to Roswell, it was 2003. And I live off of Highway 92, and 92 was trees all along. I mean, you live in Georgia, you know, you can go down any street, okay, almost, and find a whole stand of trees. They're not necessarily virgin, but they're like forests, right? And in Atlanta, they have a lot of green spaces, okay? California, they have Golden Gate Park is huge. All right. And so in New York, you've got Central Park is huge, and all around the country, we have created parks where you have green spaces. Do we use them? No, we don't use them. But guess what? Stress reduction. Now, this is how life works together, right? Go find a chair and go sit under a couple of trees for, you don't even have to do it for an hour, just a few minutes. And just say, I am, and just relax. Or who am I? Just breathe. Just relax and breathe. And your stress level will go like this. And we need that nowadays. Many of us have trees in our backyard. You don't even have to go far. Okay? But what I was saying about the trees, they have cut down so many trees. Putting housing, single family housing. Okay, single family housing. You know what that means? That means nowadays, there are not 10 people living in that house. There may be one or two, a husband and a wife, or a couple, whatever, you know, whatever marriage looks like. It's like those two people, maybe they have a couple of kids. And they've got these houses that are 2,000 and 3,000 square feet. Are we subduing the earth? I mean, do we need all of that? There are those people who are looking for smaller, for smaller places. But that's not what the builders are building. That's not what they're building. They're building these humongous houses. The lots are smaller, but the houses are just as big. And they're using lots and lots and lots and lots of energy. Excuse me. We have energy efficient things now, so that we have all that we want, and yet they're energy efficient. If we if we look at this Bible story as though it was reality and not a myth, then we can say we can do anything we want to do because we have the power over everything. Do you see? Do you see how we interpret something makes a difference in terms of how we respond to it, how we use it, and how we experience it? Campbell is saying that mystic traditions call us to a deeper awareness of the act of living itself. So what does it mean to live? We have to answer that for ourselves. What is it for me to live, and not to just breathe? I'm not talking that. We're talking about living a life, a full and complete life. What is that like? And Ernest Holmes asked us the same thing. He says, it's about living. And and at one point in the textbook, he says, you don't have to leave a mark. You don't have to, you put your hand in a bucket of water, you pull it out. There's no place that said you were there. And he's saying, you know what? You can put your hand in the bucket of life and come out and not leave a mark. And it's okay. The thing is, what you have to do is, while you are putting your hand in that bucket, that you are truly alive. That's what makes a difference. And what is aliveness? We each have to answer that for ourselves. But being alive is more than just subduing the planet. Being alive is what the mystics are saying. Having a deeper awareness of who we are. And I will tell you this, when we discover who we are, we will be in harmony with all the people around us. We will not be arguing and fighting, no matter what they're doing. We will not be in conflict with them. We will find places of harmonious interaction and beingness, because that is who God is. Think of that. God is both male and female. And God is creative. God has created everything before humans. And God chose what it was going to do. So you have choice. God had intelligence, and so you have intelligence because you are made in the image of God. Think of that. It's a myth. But at the same time, the mystics are saying it's reality. Look behind the mask. There's something there. If we look at it, on the surface, we look and we see God's doing this and this. But behind that, the awareness is that God is creating. And God in the image, okay, if you're in the image of God, then you too are a creator. That each one of us are creating our lives each and every day. But we have to be very, very vigilant, because it's very easy to get caught up in the hypnotic experience that we have come into this world with. Everybody, none of us came in here with an original world. Okay? We all came in, and the world's been around for thousands and thousands of years, even more than we've been counting as human beings. But the world has been here, and we inherited this. So what have we inherited besides the earth? We have inherited consciousness. I was listening to this book by Napoleon Hill this week. And Napoleon Hill wrote so much stuff. I mean, just a ridiculous amount of stuff. Anyway, they found the book that he hadn't published, and it's about how to use your mind. Okay, so I was listening to that this week, and he's interviewing Andrew Carnegie, because Andrew Carnegie was who got him started with the Thinking Grow Rich. It took 25 years to write that book. Anyway, he's asking Andrew Carnegie's questions, and Andrew Carnegie says about us coming into the world, right? Because Napoleon Hill asked him, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so Andrew Carnegie hierarchy is telling him that we have the power to think, okay, and basically create. So we have the power to think. And he goes on about how we think and all the various levels of thought and, your intelligence and whatever, okay, your ability to reason and so forth and so on. So he goes on about all of this. And Napoleon Hill says, well, if everybody has that ability, why doesn't everybody use it? That's a good question, right? Why doesn't it? I mean, haven't we asked that question? Why don't people use their thought processes? Why don't they figure out what they need to be doing and so forth? And he says, because of social contagion. Don't you love that? You know what that is? Social contagion. That means that it's sort of like you put your hand in that pot and you pull it out and your hand is wet, right? Suppose it has oil in that pot on the surface, okay? Suppose there's a surface. You put your hand in there, you pull it out, and what have you got on your hand? You've got oil on your hand, right? So that's what social contagion is. It's like we all put our hand, we're born into this world, and we're here, and there's consciousness before it. And so we put our hand in the consciousness and we pull it out, and it's all sticky on us. And now we're dealing with this and the stickiness and, the oil, instead of dealing with what we put in the hand that we put in the bucket in the first place. Am I explaining this right? Okay, it's like, that's social contagion. And we are getting, involved with what has come before, instead of realizing that all of it is a mask. It's a myth. It's a story. It's whatever people have made up and said, this is life. And people have told you, if you're really living, you're successful. And if you're successful, you have a lot of money. And if you have all the money in the world and you don't need any more, you have a lot of power. And or you're very thin, or you look like this, your hair is like this, you look like this model that you see on the TV or whatever. That's all social contagion stuff that we get infected with, going like, I just wish I looked like so-and-so, Cindy Crawford, or whatever her name is. We can't all look like that because that's not who we are. And that's what Campbell is saying here. It's about living. And that's what Ernest Holmes is saying. It's about living your life. And the Bible is saying you have been given dominion, first and foremost, over your own life. Think about that. You are given dominion over your life. You get to choose. You have the power to create the life that you choose to live. And the question is, what are you creating? And are you happy with it? And if you're not, change it. Because you are empowered to do that. You have dominion over your life. You have all the creative possibilities within yourself. Right now, you don't have to get any more education. You don't need any more money. You don't need any more time. You don't need any more energy. You have within you right now, in this very moment, everything you need in order to have the life that you choose to live. And you have dominion over all of it so that you can have it. And when you do, you will find people will not be arguing with you. They will not. Because there's something that happens when we know who we are. We've all had that experience, right? When you know who you are, you're very firm and like say, this is who I am, this is where I'm going. People don't argue with you. They really don't. They don't argue with you. You don't get all that social contagion stuff. When you stand in your own sense of, I am this, I am who I am that I am. When you're standing in that, you're standing in your own power, and you have dominion over your own life. And the male and the female within you, the masculine and the feminine within you, work in coordination and together to create the life that you choose to have. And your relationships with your life and with nature are harmonious. They have to be. They can't be anything other. And the people who do not harmonize with you will simply slip away. You will find like, God, I haven't talked to so-and-so in ages. You know, think about that. Why? Because so-and-so doesn't belong in your life anymore. And they just move out because you're in harmony with who you are. It requires your attention. Okay? It requires a decision. Love is my decision. Love is my, not only love, but everything else is my decision too. I have to decide. So we live in a culture that has a lot of contagion going on. You have to just like step away and make a decision about how you're going to live your life. And Science of Mind has given you the process, the creative process, in order to live your life in a conscious way. Let's close our eyes and turn within. Excuse me. So right here, right now, right where we are, God is. It is not a mask because it is that which we know within ourselves. We are simply recognizing, realizing, and knowing that I am. When we say I am, we are unifying, identifying, and knowing ourselves to be one with the spirit of life itself. I am that I am. I am the perfect expression of the divine itself. I live and move and have my being within it, for it is the creator of my life, and it has empowered me to create the life that I live, and I rejoice in knowing that this is so. I am just simply open now to receive the conscious awareness that who I am is unlimited possibilities and that I have dominion over all aspects of my life. I am empowered to choose the life that I choose to live. I am empowered to follow that choice to the manifestation of it in my experience. I, right here and right now, know who I am, and I know that I am empowered to live the life that I choose to live. And I release and let go of anyone and everyone who does not agree with this, for I am in harmony with all who I live with in my world. I speak my word right here and right now, knowing that this is the truth of who I am. It is the very basis of my being, is the foundation of my life. It is the creative knowingness that I have within me that allows me to be all that I can possibly be, and I choose that in this moment. And so it is with deep gratitude and thanksgiving that wherever I am, whoever I am, that this life is right here and right now, shifting, changing, growing, expanding, and being all that I choose it to be. I rejoice as I give thanks that it is so. I am a living, walking, breathing expression of gratitude to the very life of God within me that has empowered me to be who I am. And so it is.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me as me. Where I sing,
and where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, as me. For where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is, and where I work, love is my career, and where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me, as me. Oh, where I am, where I stand, and where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go. Where I pray and take and give and live, God is, God is, God is, God is. Thank you.
Wow, we really coordinated very nicely today. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Sherry, for being here. We always love it when you're here. Thank you. Yes. By the way, Cynthia had trouble with that track last week, so you're not alone. Okay. Let's get back to business. Okay, so speaking of business, our conscious giving affirmation is in our program, or is up there. And it is, freely I give, with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
I'm so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I am. I'm like, I didn't do that. I'm grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. Okay, so we have a building that faces Fairburn Road, and it has this big old empty space up there. And so we decided to fill it with a sign. And so the sign is here today and it's going up this weekend. So we're going to show it to you because you won't be able to see it anymore after this. Okay, so this is our, how much of this can they see, Marcia? All of it? Okay, so this is our sign that's going on our building. It is 20 feet, 20 by 4 feet. Yeah, so anyway, isn't this gorgeous or beautiful? Yes, whoa, we're so happy. It's vinyl, it'll take all the rain that can get thrown at it. Okay, all right, thank you, we can lay it down. Okay. So CSL West Georgia comes to Douglasville. Okay. Okay, so next, okay, go ahead. Okay, all right. Bonnie wants to make an announcement about Breeze.
Okay, our website is under development, but we do have a really nice page with a beautiful picture of her. So if people go to it, we do now have a button on that page that allows you to donate into Breeze. So there is an active working button there that takes you right to the Breeze giving page if you already don't have your own account. I think everybody here pretty much does. But if anybody out there doesn't have their own account and they want to go to the website, there is a button there which takes you to the giving page.
Okay, all right, thanks, Ronnie. We love having people go to the giving page. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate you for that. Marsha has an announcement. Marsha matches the banner. So does Lily too. Yes, yeah.
Sandy, come on. Okay, I wanted everybody to know that if you need to check your newsletter, and my friends online, also check your newsletter because there are download links so that you can start printing out and inviting or posting on Facebook or whatever, our card, our flyer that says that, you want to come and join our church. It's the ones that we are passing out physically, and well, you guys see it there, but did you switch it for them to see it online? Yeah. So there is a download link. Go ahead, or you can download it to upload it to Facebook, to whatever, and encourage people to get to know us. So it's in the newsletter. So go ahead and get busy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, there's two versions. There's one with one on the page. So if that's the one I would use if you want to just, post it. You just want to post one. But if you're going to print it to cut and pass it out, it's on a letter size page, and it's 2 per page so that you can get 2 for the price of 1. So you guys know what to do. All right.
Okay, thank you, Marsha. Okay. All right. Something else I wanted to say about announcements. I can't remember what it was. I have such a gorgeous smile. I'm just going to smile at you till I remember. Till I remember. Okay, so we have the sign. Oh, I know. We have created a beautiful space. We are doing all that we possibly can to, be online, and we're welcoming people. We have the space. We have lots and lots of space, and we truly want to grow our community because we have a message that the world needs right now. The world needs our message right now. And it's up to us as individuals and as a collective to create the space and let people know that we're here. And one of our things says, we're not teaching people how to think. We're teaching people to think not what to think. And too many people right now are trying to teach people what to think. Why are we not teaching you what to think? Because God created within you the creative possibility of your own thinking. That's why. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for being here today, Sherry. Let's all. Yeah. Okay.
The peace on earth. Are we ready for
Yep.
that?
Yep. And before we do the peace song, we're gonna do our closing affirmation. So we go forth today knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good comes from us, only good comes to us, and so it is.
So it is.
Okay. Now we do the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, where spirit as our creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my surest heart. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Oh, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. All right.
Good job. Good job. Well done. Yeah.